guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tessa. So this is going to be the first collective tarot reading of 2022, and I'm really excited. Like, I kind of couldn't sleep last night because, so it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of funny how I decided like today's the day that I have to film this, because like, I had it in my mind the last like 3 days, so around Sunday, today is Tuesday, yeah. Around Sunday I kind of had it, I was like, okay, I got to do the collective reading, and I was just like feeling it. It was just kind of like coming up really strong for me, and I don't know, but like I was feeling it, and I was like, I got to film that video soon, but I wasn't exactly sure when it was going to be. I just knew it was going to be soon. And then like yesterday, Monday, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow. And then like as I was like laying in bed and stuff like that, like I opened my YouTube studio and I noticed that like I lost a few subscribers, and I was like, oh, and it kind of bummed me out, but at the same time I was like, it's okay, it's fine. I kind of knew it was gonna happen because you know, I did make the like general announcement that I wasn't going to be doing zodiac readings anymore, but I am going to be doing a lot of other really cool stuff this year, okay? So, but I understand, you know, I mean, there's so many great tarot YouTubers out there that do like zodiac readings, and they do it all the time, like very frequently. I follow quite a few of them. It just wasn't like really working for my energy and for what I'm trying to do. Like overall, like kind of like the bigger picture of what I'm trying to kind of like get done. And it just like wasn't really working out, and I really just wanted to start exploring and start expanding on other things on my channel, like astrology. So I am making kind of an exciting announcement. I can't talk. I just had my coffee. I made coffee yesterday, and then I put it in the fridge, so now I have like a little bit of a cold brew kind of pot going on, but yeah, like I do have definitely some exciting announcements to make, but let me just go ahead and finish this story. So last night I'm like, oh, okay, well, that kind of sucks. I lost a few subscribers, but it's okay. It's no worries. And I noticed I had 111, right? Like 111, like that's kind of been this like whole thing lately. So I had 111 subscribers. I'm like, okay. And like, I just kind of had it in my head, like, okay, I'm going to film this collective reading tomorrow. And I just happened to notice, like, I don't know, maybe it means something to you guys, maybe it doesn't, but I did happen to notice that today's date is January 11th, 2022. So I just thought it was interesting that it was like 0111 20222. Like, I don't know, like maybe I'm just like, whew, you know, like kind of crazy out there. But yeah, I was like, okay, so that means that I have to film this today because I don't know, something's going on. And yeah, like I don't know, like I have always felt somehow like connected to the collective, and I think it has a lot to do with my 12th house. I have lots of shit going on in my 12th house. I have a lot of planets in my 12th house, but yeah, and that includes Jupiter and Uranus. So and the sun, so, and the south node. But anyway, yeah, so like one of the things that I explained in I don't remember whose it was, but it was a zodiac reading in 2021, and I was like explaining like I'm not going to do zodiac readings anymore. I'm going to focus more on collective readings, because it just kind of like it's more, I don't know, like it feels more of a like an all around grounding and like wholesome kind of exchange of energy for me, where the zodiac readings, like, I don't know, because I couldn't really, it's really hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. It's almost like I either need to be doing these like bigger, like more collective style readings, or like personal, or like one-on-one, you know, or just like, you know, like I love doing tarot readings for like my friends and just like individual people. So I do offer personal tarot readings. I love doing birth chart analysis and shit like that, like, you know, for people individually. I love really getting into the details of like one individual and like talking, like really getting to know like individual people. So the zodiac readings were maybe like too general for me, you know, like it was, you know, I didn't really feel like I could really go into depth because, you know, there, like everybody has, like, based on your astrology, everybody really has a lot of different things going on, and like astrology really does play a huge factor in regards to like what makes you who you are. And it's really not just about your sun sign, it's not just about your moon sign or your rising sign. Like it really does entail a whole like astrology. It's like a whole thing. And I don't know, like it was just weird for me to just kind of like focus on that. Like as I started to learn more and more about astrology, it just didn't, I don't know, like it just didn't really align with me. It just didn't really like click with me to do it that way. So I don't know. So we're gonna see how this goes. But yeah, so that was kind of the story with that. And then like the announcement that I want to make is I am really excited about doing this. So I hope that some of you guys out there are really excited about this too. So I am offering a free birth chart analysis. Okay, it'll be free, but the, you know, like the plot twist, the only thing is like basically like you have to be willing to have your information aside from your name. It can be completely anonymous, or you can make up your name. I wouldn't even really recommend using your real name. Like, I don't know, make up like a metaverse name or something like that. Like create a digital character, create some kind of name for yourself that you always like, something creative, something you always wanted to, like, I don't know, like if you had a dream of yourself or like who you wanted to be or something like that. Like come up with a name for yourself and then either email me, or if you're comfortable like posting in the comment section down below, your birth information. Okay, so what I would need from you is your birthday, your birth time, and your location. So the city and state and country in which you were born. Those are completely vital. I have to have each and every one of those things in order to do the reading. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up your chart. Okay, so I'm going to film it. It's going to be just like this, except I'm going to be like more on the side. And then like over here, so if you watched my Astrology of Astroworld, you can kind of see the style in which I do it. I'm basically just going to pull up your chart. And like, it's just kind of going to be like a freestyle, okay? So I'm going to pull up your chart and I'm going to film a video basically of me just dissecting your chart. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and analyze your chart with your fake name. Just make sure it's nothing like really, really ridiculous and vulgar. Like, I'm not gonna do it if it's like something like really pornographic or I don't know, like something weird, something like really, you know, that really, that's, I don't know, like, you know, like, don't tell me that your name is, like, suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't do that. But, you know what I'm saying. I just had to throw that out there. So yeah, and basically, like, I'm just gonna film me. It'll probably be approximately an hour long, give and take. And I'll film and the analysis of your chart with the chart up, so everybody will see the date and time and everything like that. They just won't know your name. And I'm going to post it. So I am going to post it on my YouTube, so it is going to be public, okay? So that is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm kind of excited to be doing that because I just want to you know, I want to feel like, I want to connect with people's energies out there. I want to connect with you guys. And like, I want to do that. I want to do that for you guys. So, and I want to like try to give you as much insight as I can. So yeah. And, that's pretty much the announcement for that. So yeah, it'll be public. Okay. So that is my, you know, that's my, what do you call it? Like the collateral or whatever. So yeah, so in case you're interested, think about it, whatever. I'll post my email down below, or you could just comment the information in the description box below. So with that being said, before I just jump into the tarot, so we're going to jump into the collective tarot reading, and I'm so excited. I just want to do like a little like astrology forecast just to kind of update you guys on where we're at in regards to astrology. The most interesting thing right now, so I have it pulled up right over here, is that like, so the astrology chart, it is a bowl shape, okay? So basically like all the planets are on one side of the chart right now, okay? And it's mostly in the public hemisphere. It's mostly like in the fourth quadrant, okay? The fourth quadrant in astrology on the natal chart has to do with the public, okay? It has to do with like, you know, the network of people in which you associate with. It has to do with spirituality. It has to do with like the collective unconscious as well as the collective consciousness. And it has to do with, you know, your career, your social status, your work. So another really interesting thing is to the fact that I'm doing this video in this very moment, and all this energy, all the planets are up in that like fourth quadrant kind of area in the chart right now, and it is creating a bowl shape, okay? So basically, like, there's a lot of concentration of energy going on right now, as far as like the collective consciousness, the unconsciousness, like spirituality, imagination, creativity, you know, like networking, and just kind of like the internet, technology, you know, work, and you know, like people just going out and going to work and stuff like that, which actually makes sense, and everything, and like Aries is rising right now, so actually every single zodiac sign is in its original home at this moment in time, okay? So Aries is in the first house, Taurus is in the second house, so on and so forth, okay? People are at work. You know, we got Capricorn on the midheaven, Capricorn on the 10th house. We got the Sun, Venus, Pluto, all in the 10th house. So, you know, people are out there getting to work, and I'm over here for you guys as well. So yeah, so basically, like, just to kind of explain the bowl shape, the bowl shape is like super interesting because it takes up like only half of the quadrant. It kind of like, it really pushes a lot of energy to like a particular area of your life. And, you know, the other side of your life kind of gets a little neglected, right? It kind of, because there's so much energy, you know, so you can maybe find, you know, maybe like workaholics or people who are obsessed with like fame or something like that. Like you can find people like that in this area. But also, like, the other interesting thing about this chart is, like, there's always going to be a leader planet, and then there's always, like, a caboose planet. So it's kind of like this train of planets that just, like, does this thing. And the leader planet is always going to be the planet that is, like, moving clockwise, okay? That's moving clockwise from the sun, okay, and at the end. So our leader planet right now is Mars, okay? So Mars is our leader planet. It's about getting shit done, and right now Mars is in Sagittarius, and it is in the 8th house, okay? So this energy is just all about, like, getting stuff done, but it also has a lot to do with, like, with 8th house energy, it has to do with, like, death, rebirth, transformation. So it could be about like transforming yourself and just like really kind of getting into the deeper aspects of who you are, and like really getting to know yourself better on like a deeper level, okay? Very, very soon, the nodes are moving into Scorpio and Taurus. Like, the nodes are literally at 0 degrees. So we're about to finish this cycle. I have been in my nodal return the last year and a half. So my nodal return is about to like exit, okay? So I have my South Node in Sagittarius, North Node in Gemini, and they're at 0 degrees. We're like, in just a few days, we're about to move into Taurus and Scorpio. But yeah, so like Mars, and when you put Mars and Sagittarius together, like it's an energy that is really like passionate about like learning new things and like wanting to travel and just like wanting to be creative and just wanting to kind of go out there and just like start doing something, taking risks, you know. And with it being in the 8th house, it can definitely have a lot to do with, you know, maybe like investing or other people's money, or it could be like people starting their taxes, you know, because the 8th house also represents tax season. And taxes and stuff like that. It could also be very passionate in reference to like intimacy and like kind of like wanting to hook up or like, you know, wanting to kind of like get it on with someone or something like that. Okay, so Mars is the leader right now. Okay, they're just kind of like, let's do this. The caboose, okay, which is the planet at the very opposite end, at the end of this kind of train of planets, we have the moon. Okay, the moon is in Taurus, okay, so, and the moon is actually dignified in Taurus. The moon does like being in Taurus because Taurus offers a very, like, nice sense of stability. It is very much, moon in Taurus is very much about, like, wanting that emotional stability and also just really enjoying the more, like, sensible things in life, you know, just enjoying the, like, enjoying feeding the senses and the enjoyment of just, oh my god, how to explain it? Okay, well, the moon is also in conjunction with Uranus, so it's just like this, ooh, like the emotions could definitely, okay, so what am I, it's like this, there's this ground, there's kind of like this grounding and peace within the chaos. It's kind of like the eye. It's like, let's say there's all this stuff going on around you, but deep down inside, like, you're still able to kind of like walk through the fire, okay? Like, you're, you know, there's a deeper sense of grounding, you know, that we're pushing this train along, that we're pushing our will into the world. There's still, like, even though, because Mars energy, fire energy, if you put Mars and Sagittarius together, like, it can be really, really, it can be like really volatile and kind of like reckless, and just, it can seem like a lot and like super like passionate, but that moon in Taurus energy offers this like grounding. It's almost like the excitement and the passion and you know, taking charge and doing all this stuff. It has some purpose. It has value because Taurus gives value, and the moon is really about kind of like going deeper and understanding your deeper emotions, like following your intuition. So it's almost like the intuition, and like this is going on in the first house. So this is all about like the self. So the intuition right now is allowing itself to follow these more innovative and revolutionary kinds of ideas, okay? Especially when it comes to like rediscovering what your value is, what your value system is, okay? And just kind of grounding yourself in that, okay? So yeah, so we have the moon and the Uranus and Taurus in the first house, and then kind of like moving up. So I'm gonna follow the train over here from the back, from the caboose, and then we're gonna come back to that Mars, okay? And then in the 12th house, we have Chiron and Aries. Chiron is still in Aries. It's going to be in Aries for a little while longer. And Chiron is the wounded healer, okay? So there's still a lot of like spirit, you know, so this talks about perhaps some deeper wounds that needs to be understood in regards to one's own spirituality, especially because, like, you know, I watched this really, really great video. I'll post a link down below, okay? Like, I'll give you guys like my, you know, my inside, but this really great video of this astrologer, and he was talking about Mars energy and how Mars is always seen, and like the whole Mars Aries, it's like, it's this archetype of Mars is always seen as like the bad guy, right? Because like he represents war and fighting, and people have this very like negative, it has this very negative stereotype. But the reality is that this energy is such a huge part of our evolutionary growth. It is such a huge part, like, to acknowledge that this exists in us. And it's like if we feel angry, or if we want, you know, if we have that kind of feeling of like being at war with something or someone or ourselves, you know, we always think like this is bad, and it's like we're always fighting ourselves or fighting other people to overcome those feelings. But the reality is, it's like we have to accept that that's part of us. We have to accept that we do have these very aggressive sides of ourselves. We do have these really angry sides of ourselves. We do have this inside of us. Like, this is part of our humanity. And it teaches us actually about what we're willing to fight for, and what it is that, like, whether it's spiritually or like something within ourselves, like some kind of belief that we have, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to follow a religious structure. It could be like your own spirituality, your sense of self, standing up for yourself and who you are and what your values are and your beliefs. And I feel like with Chiron and Aries in the 12th house, the question is coming up right now of like, the wound over here is about like feeling bad, you know, like someone making you feel bad for being angry about something, or like somehow someone else's idea of spirituality has like made you feel like less of a person because you're passionate about some other kind of spirituality, or you're passionate about something else that you are connected with within yourself and that you're willing to fight for. So that's what's going on over there. So that can be really, really good to look at for some of you, okay? And then moving on, we have Neptune in Pisces in the 12th house. I mean, how, you know, like, so basically we got Neptune in its home of Pisces, in its home of the 12th house. So this is just like, Pisces is just like happy, happy, happy. Neptune is super happy right now too. Everything is happy in the spiritual world, okay? It's just linking up, okay? There's an alignment going on over here for sure. Lots of kind of like creative energy and just like symbolic, okay? Lots of symbolism. Man, this like Neptune transit, it has been like so interesting. This Neptune transit has been so interesting. And now we have Jupiter in Pisces. Like, I honestly, like, I'm just like, oh, what else can I say about my fellow Neptune? I adore Neptune, but yeah, so things can just, you know, I don't know, there could definitely be a sense of fluidity right now, especially in reference to your creativity or your inspiration. Maybe a lot of people they're really just feeling it right now. This is a really good time to capitalize on your creativity, on your inspiration, or anything that you're feeling, like that fluid energy that just kind of comes. It's like a stream of consciousness. It just kind of comes from your subconscious. It just kind of comes out of you. It flows out of you. It flows out of your heart. And it's just like this feel good, very Piscean, Neptunian kind of feeling, okay? It's a very, you know, it's a mutable energy, Pisces. And it's just this never ending flow of like feel good feelings and dreams and visions and symbols and like all this type of stuff. So that could be a really good thing to ride on right now. And then moving into the 11th house, we have Jupiter in Pisces. So Jupiter entered Pisces at the end of 2021. And Jupiter in Pisces is, Jupiter in Pisces is like, okay, like those bigger visions are coming on in, you know, it's like those thinking outside the box types of ideas, dreams, visions, you know, like they're coming out, and it's going to be all about figuring out, you know, like having those dreams and visions. But as the years go, like as Jupiter kind of continues to move, and then as Saturn starts to move into Pisces, it's really going to be about how do we make this real? How do we make these dreams real? How do we create them and put them into some practical or tangible form of like function or mechanism for us, okay? And then moving further along in the 11th house, we also have Saturn in Aquarius, and we have Mercury in Aquarius, and those are conjunct, okay? We have Saturn at 13 degrees Aquarius, and we have Mercury at 9 degrees Aquarius. So, I mean, Saturn has been in Aquarius for about a year now. Mercury, I believe, is going to go retrograde at the end of the month. So with these two together, it's, you know, it can definitely be about like, you know, I feel like there's definitely a lot of people out there who are, they're really putting a lot of these, you know, outside of the box types of ideas into action. It's kind of like trying to figure out, it's like trying to figure out and communicating with others and coming together with others, reaching out to a network of people in regards to a new idea or a new project, something innovative, something revolutionary, you know, and really trying to discuss with other people how we can make this possible. How can this really become something that, you know, can really exist and be a thing for a lot of people. This could have a lot to do with the internet, you know, especially with like all this technology coming out. Like if anybody out there is kind of following the crypto space or like the metaverse space, you know, there's a lot of new projects and innovative and just, you know, there's a lot of new ideas kind of pumping out there. And I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen, especially after 2020. You know, where everybody was just like forced to be in their home, and you know, you really start to discover, you really start to, the veil starts to lift, and you start to see like, man, you know, like I don't want to be doing my job anymore. I want to do something different. Like I want to explore my own creativity and like see what's possible, you know, like fuck this, right? But yeah, so definitely just a lot of, you know, there could just definitely be a lot of communication, especially between people who are working really, really hard with that Saturn energy there. I don't know, like I keep seeing like meetings, you know, like lots of meetings of people, like people coming together, people from all around the world, like just coming together and talking about like breaking out of the box and talking about like these new innovative like technology and visions and things like that. And like, how can we really implement this into larger society? How can we really make this part of like a more, you know, kind of global phenomenon? Okay, so let's move into the 10th house now. The 10th house, we have Pluto and Capricorn, and these are all in conjunction. We have the Sun in Capricorn, and we have Venus, which is still retrograde in Capricorn. Okay, so we have these three together in the 10th house, and this is the house of career, profession, hard work, oh my God, social status, all that type of stuff. So there's a lot of transformative stuff going on here, okay? And with Venus and Capricorn, retrograde, it could be a lot of like rethinking, you know, like reanalyzing, re-editing, needing to go back and fix some bugs. I keep thinking of like just like the crypto space, because there's so many new projects out there. There's so many new you know, there's just so much stuff that's kind of like coming out into the platform, and just kind of wanting to implement itself as part of like the internet, and part of this part of new ways to make money, you know, new ways to make money. And especially with Pluto and Capricorn, it's about transforming the institutional system, transforming the way that we look at our jobs, career, like, you know, institution, government, you know, like all that type of stuff. And like how does that relate to us? And with that Venus there, it's kind of like allowing you to really ask yourself, like, well, what is it that I really love, you know, like, or what is it, you know, how do I want to go about this? And with it, like I said, with Venus in retrograde, it definitely, you know, there could be a little bit of confusion, you know, a little bit of back and forth, and that's okay. You know, it's kind of like, you know, maybe laying out some blueprint or footprint, and then needing to go back and revise, or needing to go back and kind of like take a look again. Okay, like, well, maybe it's not quite right, or maybe we need to look at something else, you know, what are we leaving out? You know, like what's being left out over here, okay? So yeah, super powerful energy. And then of course we have Sagittarius in the 9th house, and then we got that Mars and Sagittarius in the 8th house. Okay, so lots of new things going on, lots of really exciting energy right now. Okay, I'm feeling it, at least, so you guys can let me know if you're feeling it. But that Mars and Sagittarius just kind of like bam, like leading the way right there. Okay. Okay, so that is the astrology forecast. I wanted to get that out of the way and just kind of talk about that, because I mean, why not, right? It's astrology. Why not? Okay, so let's get into this collective tarot reading. I am using the Deviant Tarot deck. Okay. So yeah, this is just for anybody tuning in right now. For all my subscribers, new viewers, people who maybe haven't seen my channel. You know, I mean, I have come across videos, like literally tarot videos that were posted years ago, and I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, it just spoke to me. So you really just never know. Okay. But we're gonna get into this collective reading, and I'm super excited. All right, so let's see here what we got going on for you guys. What are the messages that we have for the collective on this beautiful morning? It's actually, I live in Chicago, and it's pretty freaking cold outside right now. It's pretty cold outside right now. All right, let's see here. My beautiful internet people. All right. Okay, so for the first card, we have the Eight of Pentacles. I love this. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles is the sun in Virgo. So it's really just like working hard. A lot of people just like really getting into the details out there, okay? Virgo energy is very precise, okay? Virgo and the sun in Virgo, this is not just someone who is very like perfecting their craft, very precise, but like they love what they're doing, okay? It's all about finding what you love. It's all about like really finding what allows you to shine, you know? Like what is it that really speaks to your heart, that really speaks to your soul, that speaks to like the energy, like where do you shine, you know? And then really, really putting in the work, you know, the practice, the work, you know, perfecting your craft and really getting into those details to really make it happen. Okay, so aside from, so this is collective energy. So there's a lot of people who I think are you know, are either figuring this out or trying to figure this out. Like, I definitely feel like there's a lot of people really trying to look at the details right now of their, you know, like who they are, what they want to be, what they want to represent, like what is it that like allows you to shine, and really kind of just like start working on that. Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles, so this is going to be Jupiter in Capricorn. So it's also going to be about finding the balance, okay? Finding the balance between not just like the projects that you are partaking in, but also, you know, there's other things going on in your life. It's not just about work, right? And this could be like, there could be a little bit of difficulty right now in regards to like, you know, especially because of 2020, a lot of people could be very much, I know that, you know, I am, but I'm trying to stay balanced, but like it could be a very much it's kind of like you have this, you know, you're trying to figure out how to make money. You're trying to figure out, you know, like, or you need to you know, you need to go to work, right? You need to pay your bills. You need to make money. You know, you're working, but maybe there's something else in your life that is calling for your attention, or there's something else that wants your attention, whether it's like spending time with like your significant other or your children or your friends, or you know, maybe you need to clean your house. There could be other things that are calling for your attention, and it's like, you know, but you're so caught up in, you know, working on finding money or finding a job, or just, you know, working on some kind of project, working on something that'll actually make you happy. And for a lot of people, this Eight of Pentacles can also have a lot to do with like maybe not, you know, maybe you've been working really, really hard for like another company. You've been like slaving away, and you've been, you know, giving so much of your time and your energy to, you know, to someone else or to something else, you know, and, you know, perhaps like now for those of you who are experiencing that, you're kind of like looking again, you're taking another look to see like, well, what else might be out there for you? What else can I do? What could make me happier? What could make me more money? Maybe, you know, like you're starting to see that perhaps like this is something that you've been doing for someone else, and now you're like looking and you're like, well, you know, like, but I'm the dancer, you know. It's like you're holding these pentacles for these other people or whatever, but it's like realizing like, well, I'm the one with the skill, like I have all these skills, and I don't know, it's kind of like I don't know, for some of you, you're also kind of like looking behind your back, you know, you're kind of like, you know, you're looking behind your back to see if I don't know, like to see if people are trying to, I don't know, like get one up on you. Like, I don't know. I just got a really interesting energy in a moment. You know, like you're just kind of doing your thing. And I don't know, there could be, maybe for some of you, there could be someone trying to like get your attention. Someone is trying to get your attention, and you're like, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. This could be a mother or a father. You know, you could have kids. And maybe your kids are trying to get your attention, and you're just really busy right now with like all these different things, and you're like super focused on your work. Oh my God, excuse me, I'm having hiccups. Okay. For the next card, we have the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy, major arcana. Yeah, so this is like, the Hierophant is like some major institutional. So this is like old money, okay? There is still a lot of traditional control within the system, okay? There's still a lot of like traditional, conventional kind of, like power here. That is still controlling things, that is still trying to like be like, this is the way, this is the way, this is the way. This reading is going to be super interesting. Let's see what else we got here. Yes, lots of work. Okay, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. We have Mars in Capricorn. Look at all this. Oh my God. And the Hierophant is Taurus, so that's also Pentacle. Literally everything coming out right now is Pentacle energy. This is so Capricorn. Like, we are hands down in Capricorn season. We have the two. We have Capricorn, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. We have all the earth signs out here, honey. Okay, all the earth signs. These were... I'm thinking to myself, like, man, you know, like, I'm over here filming my YouTube video and everyone's just out there fucking working and, like, at their jobs, you know, like, working with other people, working to make things happen. It was just, like, this moment, but I kind of see this as, like, a boss, you know, like, some boss energy over here, working together, like, you know, working together with other people on a project, to make the boss happy. Let's keep going here. This is a really interesting story. We have the Hangman. So now we have Neptune coming in here. More of that, major arcana energy. Okay, so with all this traditional, this is kind of what I see going on here. There's still so much that is being controlled by this like traditional, conventional kind of energy, okay? And people are working... Like, okay, so this is kind of like where this is going, okay? Because the Hierophant energy, like, the way that I see this Hierophant energy is like some big major investor, you know? Like old school money, you know, sitting on their throne with their old school money and, you know, perhaps like, especially if these are new projects, like I just keep thinking about like all these like new projects that are, because I've really been paying attention a lot to like the crypto space, and I just keep thinking like all these projects that are coming out, so many, and these coins, like guys, like I'm telling you, like I'm just like this crypto stuff is gonna like blow up, but like the all these coins are just pumping out, like people are just pumping out coins, okay? People are realizing more and more about who they are, what they're capable of, and like creating their own brand, creating their own thing. Okay, and they're just coming out. They're just coming out over here. Like new stuff every day is coming out, and it's like constantly like you can be holding, especially if you're an investor, if you are invested in the crypto community, you could be like holding different coins, but then you're like looking over your shoulder and going like, oh, well, what else is coming out? What is being pumped out over here? Like literally, okay? You know, paying attention to these investors, like, I mean, the fact that this is all Pentacle energy over here, it's just like insane, you know, paying attention to, you know, like who's investing in this and and like who's working on this project, like what are the, you know, who are the collaborators, who are the partners over here, okay? And then kind of being stuck, like maybe like not really knowing which way to go, not really sure about, you know, what direction to take because there's so much going on. you know, being a little like confused maybe, you know, with that Neptune there, being a little confused about like what direction to take and what's going on over here, okay? This old money though is so interesting. Let's keep going. So yeah, this reading can definitely, it's definitely meant for so many different people. We have the Queen of Swords. We have Libra energy over here. Oh shit, yeah. So, so it looks like there's a lot of, hang on, I'm tuning into something very particular here. So there is some, there's a female who is really, really cutting it in regards to how she views, okay? How she views, so some of you might have some feminine energy in your surroundings who's extremely perceptive and really cutting into some like deeper truths in regards to a project or in regards to a job. So if there are some of you out there who are working a lot, you know, who are involved in like projects or work, like whatever kind of work it is, you know, this could be like a female figure at home, you know, maybe like trying to get your attention, you know, kind of like upset or angry that all your attention is being put towards your work and your job and your career and, or, you know, like investing, you know, that you're so focused on this, you know, that even when you're trying to figure something out over here, you get stuck. And it's like, there's some kind of energy over here that's just kind of, you know, kind of like laying it in, you know, like not, you know, being very clear with her communication about how she feels about all this and like what her perspective is and her insight is. And it's possible that it's like, it's a little hurtful. We have the Page of Pentacles, more earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Perhaps she is like, so over here, I definitely see a lot of you really trying to figure out what you can do with like your money. What can you do with what you have? How can you manifest? Like you're really, really trying to learn and take a look at where you're at right now. This is all about looking at where you're at and what you can do with what you have. What can you do with what you have? In order to build what it is you want. I feel like this Queen of Swords really wants you to think about this though. Like they really want you to like have a plan. Have a plan. Don't just like do things, you know, but actually like have a plan. Actually have a strategy. Have a strategy and really take a closer look at what you have what you can do with what you have, and then take it from there. And then begin this like manifesting process and this like strategy for like money or investing. It could be investing in like a business. It can be investing in like a creative project or an artistic project, like whatever the case may be, whether it's internet related, whether it's crypto related, or it's like art museum related. You know, it can literally be anything. Like I'm really just trying to acknowledge the different spaces that are out there. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a new beginning in money. This is actually really, really good. The Ace of Pentacles. We have Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. God, so much pentacle energy. It's unreal. I mean, if this is not Capricorn season, then I don't fucking know. Like it's crazy. I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm like a little overwhelmed. I'm like, holy shit, you know, like, okay. I'm kind of like, maybe I need to get to work. But I am working. To me, this is working. So, yeah, so with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like you are either, for a lot of you, it's like you are either taking a risk and you are like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to like, I'm going to do this. Like, I feel good about this. I'm going to invest in this or this or this. Or like, and like you see big possibilities. Like you see that this could really be a new beginning for you in regards to like your financial future. Another thing is like there could definitely be money coming in for you as well. Like, you know, but I'm seeing this more as like really taking control. I see this more as like you really like seeing, like you really starting to see the divine potential, the creative potential. You're really starting to look at that $1. It can literally be $1. And it's like you begin to see the value of that dollar. You begin to see the potential. This is about like literally like unlimited potential within the aspect of money, like starting to see some new potential here, taking a closer look. He's taking a closer look at this pentacle. He's like starting to see the potential in this, like the potential in yourself, the potential in your own ability to make things happen. You are the giver. You are the like, you know what I mean? And it's like good karma, you know, like when you give, like you are the giver. This is about you. This is about following your dreams and trying to make things happen, not just for yourself, but for other people. Queen of Cups, more queen energy over here. Cancer. Yeah, and like, and it's like literally like love coming right back at you, you know, like, wow. Maybe for some of you, you're giving money to like a lover, or there could be someone that you're romantically interested in or involved in. And you're wanting to invest in this person. You're wanting to invest in this person. Like, I found this interesting. I just didn't say it because sometimes like my thoughts run so fast and it feels like I'm trying to catch like butterflies, literally. Like sometimes I have so many different visions and so many different things that go through my head. I literally feel like I'm trying to catch fucking butterflies or like fireflies. And but one of the things that I had with the Queen of Swords was like a female entrepreneur, right? I kept having this like, and you know, maybe you came across like a female entrepreneur or a female who's trying to like start her own business, and it's like starting to see like, and you know, this female is like very clear, very communicative, really just like knows what she's talking about. like perhaps like wanting to and like really starting to see the value in, really starting to see more value in like female leaders, you know, in female leaders who are trying to do something different, female leaders in you know, making themselves more known in the space, or with creative projects or businesses or like anything like that. And, you know, like really starting to see the kind of like nurturing nature that perhaps like feminine energy can bring to business and to space. And like kind of like, you know, maybe like reevaluating this whole idea in regards to how you feel like your investment is worth spending. And then for the final card, we have the Sun. Oh my God. I mean, come on. We have the Sun. So just like happiness, happiness, happiness. Okay. So, okay, this was a really like fun, interesting reading for my first collective reading. But like, yeah, like, I don't know, like I myself have been more involved and more just like all around trying to understand what's going on in the internet. And like, and it's really funny because I had this whole, I met up with like a friend of mine the other day. We went to this like grilled cheese place here in Chicago, Cheesy's, and we just had like the most amazing conversation. And I was kind of like explaining to her how like, cause I used to be like a huge like Tumblr nerd, like about 10 years ago. Like I had so many different blogs. I was like this huge Tumblr nerd. And I love Tumblr just because of like the creativity that went into it. All the different people who would like post Giphies and photos and digital art and just have like really outlandish blogs about like so many different things, like anime and just like so many different things was going on Tumblr, and I love Tumblr. But like I remember I always felt like, I don't know, I just always had this, I always felt like the internet should be so much more than what it was, right? Like I always just felt like kind of disappointed with like the direction that the internet was going. Like I was always like, God, like there's so much potential on the internet. There's so much potential for people to, I don't know, like do something different, right? To do something innovative and different and just like, and you know, I was very kind of obsessed with this for a while, and like, you know, I like developed, like, I'll kind of get into it in another video. I don't want to take up this video talking about like my own, like, you know, personal projects and shit like that, but I am going to make another video talking about it because I'm kind of like putting the pieces together and working on it. But when I really started to understand, and like I always heard about like crypto and like I definitely heard about it, but it just like at the time I was a lot younger, you know, like I was very like, just like, you know, I was just in my own world. I was doing my own thing. I was younger. Like I had my opinions and I was just like, oh, the internet should be more. But like, I really didn't like do a whole lot of research on like what people were trying to do out there. Like cause I was trying to do my own thing, you know, like I was like trying to come up with ideas of how to do my own thing. And then like suddenly like bam, like end of 2021, I'm like, holy shit, you know, like, I don't know, like I just picked up on this energy. And like the internet is just like this hub of consciousness. Okay. Like it's crazy. Like how we can communicate with each other via, you know, like brainwave signals and fucking like the unconscious and subconscious, and how we can just like transmit fucking like neuroconsciousness. Like I don't even know what I'm talking about, but like how we just like transmit this energy, and I just like felt it in my soul. But anyway, like just getting more into the like crypto space and what they got going on over there. Like I don't know, like it just looks like so much fun, and it like, I don't know, it just like links it links up. It links up with my own ideas and visions and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I know I just kind of went on this whole rant, but like the fact that this ended with the sun, it just, like it just, I guess it's like the final takeaway from this is just like explore, be open, learn, like explore, see what people are doing out there, you know, like don't get too stuck in like your own, I don't know, in like your own, like I feel like there's like a whole revolution going on out there, okay? Like don't get too bogged down and too stuck in thinking like, oh, nothing's gonna change or da 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 da, you know, like, but you know, I don't know. And if this reading was a little all over the place, like I do apologize for that, but I don't know, maybe because it's like my first collective reading, but I just feel like find what makes you happy. Like just find what makes you happy and go for it. And just like I don't know, like just explore, learn. Like when I become intrigued with something, like I am so thirsty for that knowledge. Like I just want to learn more and more and more and more and more. And you know, there are good things that are happening out there, okay? There are good things that are happening out there. I feel very optimistic. I feel like there are, like, I still acknowledge, like, some of, like, that ickiness. Like, I don't know, like, this Hierophant energy, I was like, ugh, like, I don't know, some of these fucking big shots, like, fucking still thinking they can just control everything. But, it's fine. Like, you know, it's all a growing process. It's all an evolutionary process. It's all about learning from each other and just kind of like, you know, but, you know, what I was talking about Mars earlier, like Mars, like the fight is on. I am going to post that link down below. Listen, just watch this video. This astrologer is so cool. I love the way that he communicates about astrology. I love the stories that he tells. His insight is just like, you know, he's old school. Like he's been in the astrology community for a really long time, you know. And he has all that, like, he knows all about the, like, the mythical associations with Mars and all that type of stuff. And it's really interesting. But yeah, like just like fighting for something, like fighting for your own creativity, fighting for your own desire to create your own thing, like fighting for your happiness. Like it's time for us to fight for our happiness. And I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about every single one of you out there. Like start fighting for your happiness, like whatever that is. In all honesty, like what makes you happy, like fight for that. You know, if you're not into crypto, like fine, like it doesn't matter. Like I'm not saying to do what I'm doing, but just like fight for your happiness. Like just fight for your happiness. And it doesn't matter, like the world is just gonna like we're just gonna come together at the end anyway and be happy, just because like we're saying how we feel, we're proud to say how we feel, we're passionate about how we feel, no one's gonna change our mind, and we're good. Like we're like, hey man, it's cool, like we don't have to get along, I feel what I feel, you feel what you feel, but the fact is that we feel free to say it. And just the fact that we feel free to say it, that we feel free to just like express ourselves in whichever way that may be, that's happiness. Like that's, to me, that's happiness. So I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. So I really hope that you enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more. Send me an email. Let me know if you want me to do a birth chart reading for you. Drop a comment. You definitely, you can leave a donation if you want to. So I do have a PayPal link down below. If you are involved in the crypto space and you use the Brave browser, you can tip me with that, the basic attention token. I'm pretty sure that should be good to go. So I don't know. If for some reason it says that I'm unverified, let me know, because I should be verified. But yeah, and with that being said, that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.